A land of contrasts, tradition and modernity in Afghanistan. Afghanistan, a landlocked country nestled in the heart of Asia, is a tapestry woven with threads of ancient tradition and the vibrant hues of modernity. Towering mountains, their peaks capped with snow, pierce the azure sky, while arid plains stretch out below, dotted with emerald green oases. In the bustling bazaars of Kabul, the air is thick with the scent of spices and the sounds of vendors hawking their wares. Here, ancient customs and modern life intertwine, creating a unique cultural landscape. The majestic ruins of the Buddhas of Bamiyan, carved into towering cliffs centuries ago, stand as silent witnesses to the passage of time. In contrast, the streets of Kabul hum with the energy of a nation striving to rebuild and embrace progress. Modern buildings rise alongside traditional mud brick homes, reflecting the ongoing dialogue between past and present. Despite the challenges it has faced, Afghanistan retains a spirit of resilience, embodied in its people. Generations gather to share stories and traditions, keeping the flame of their heritage alive. Crossroads of history. Afghanistan's journey through time. Afghanistan's strategic location at the crossroads of ancient trade routes has shaped its destiny for millennia. Situated along the legendary Silk Road, Afghanistan served as a vital link between East and West, facilitating the exchange of goods, ideas and cultures. Caravans laden with silk, spices and precious stones traversed its rugged terrain, leaving an indelible mark on the country's cultural landscape. Over the centuries, Afghanistan has witnessed the rise and fall of empires. The land that is now Afghanistan has been ruled by Persians, Greeks, Mongols and Mughals, each leaving their imprint on its culture and history. The country's strategic importance made it a prize sought by many, leading to centuries of conflict and conquest. In the 19th century, Afghanistan became a focal point of the Great Game, the strategic rivalry between the British and Russian empires. Caught in the crossfire of imperial ambitions, Afghanistan fought fiercely to maintain its independence. The Anglo-Afghan wars of the 19th and 20th centuries left a lasting legacy of mistrust between Afghanistan and the West. Under the shadow of the Taliban, personal stories of life in Afghanistan. The late 20th century saw Afghanistan plunged into turmoil and conflict. The Soviet invasion of 1979 sparked a brutal war, devastating the country. From this conflict emerged the Taliban, seizing control of Kabul in 1996. The Taliban's rule was marked by a strict interpretation of Islamic law, severely restricting personal freedoms. Life under the Taliban was a time of fear and oppression. Amidst the darkness, the spirit of the Afghan people remained unbroken. Stories of courage and resilience emerged as ordinary Afghans resisted the Taliban's oppressive rule. Villager 2, despite the danger, we set up secret schools for our daughters. We believed in education, in a better future for our children. Post 9/11 reconstruction and international efforts. The September 11th attacks profoundly impacted Afghanistan. The Taliban's refusal to hand over Osama bin Laden led to the US-led invasion in October 2001. The invasion swiftly toppled the Taliban regime, establishing a new government in Kabul. The international community pledged billions in aid for reconstruction. Schools, hospitals and infrastructure were rebuilt. International organizations provided crucial humanitarian assistance. Significant progress was made in education, healthcare and women's rights. Schools reopened for boys and girls, and women participated in public life. The long road ahead, challenges to peace and progress in Afghanistan. Despite the progress made in the years following the fall of the Taliban, Afghanistan continues to face significant challenges. The Taliban insurgency, fueled by poverty, corruption and a sense of marginalization, gained momentum in the years following the US-led invasion. The group launched increasingly sophisticated attacks, targeting government officials, security forces and civilians. The Afghan government, plagued by corruption and inefficiency, struggled to provide basic services to its citizens. The lack of security and economic opportunities fueled support for the Taliban in some areas. The presence of foreign troops, while initially welcomed by many Afghans, also became a source of resentment and fueled anti-Western sentiment. The protracted conflict in Afghanistan took a heavy toll on its people. Millions of Afghans were internally displaced, forced to flee their homes due to fighting or insecurity. The country also faced a growing humanitarian crisis, with millions of people facing food insecurity and limited access to healthcare. The enduring spirit of Afghanistan, cultural resilience and identity. Despite the decades of conflict and hardship it has endured, Afghanistan retains a vibrant culture and a strong sense of national identity. The Afghan people have a rich tradition of poetry, music and storytelling which has been passed down through generations. Afghan carpets, renowned for their intricate designs and vibrant colors, are prized throughout the world. Afghan cuisine is a delicious blend of Persian, Indian and Central Asian influences. Kabuli pulao, a fragrant rice dish with lamb, carrots and raisins, is considered the national dish of Afghanistan.
Food and fellowship. Afghans gather to celebrate their culture and traditions. The Afghan people are known for their hospitality, resilience and determination.
A fragile peace, navigating the path to a brighter future. The Taliban's takeover of Afghanistan in August 2021 marked a new chapter in the country's tumultuous history. The international community condemned the Taliban's seizure of power and expressed concern over the group's human rights record, particularly its treatment of women and girls. The Taliban has pledged to govern differently this time, promising to respect women's rights within the framework of Islam and to form an inclusive government. However, many Afghans remain skeptical of the Taliban's promises, fearing a return to the repressive policies of the 1990s. The international community has adopted a wait-and-see approach to the new Taliban regime. While some countries have engaged in dialogue with the Taliban, no country has formally recognized the group's government. Afghanistan faces a long and uncertain road ahead. The seeds of change, Afghan youth, and the promise of tomorrow. Amidst the challenges and uncertainties that Afghanistan faces, a glimmer of hope lies in the aspirations and resilience of its youth. Afghan youth, who make up a significant portion of the population, represent the country's future. They are eager to learn, contribute to their communities, and build a brighter future for their country. Access to education is crucial for empowering Afghan youth and equipping them with the skills and knowledge they need to succeed. Despite the challenges posed by conflict and poverty, there has been significant progress in expanding access to education in Afghanistan, particularly for girls.
Afghan youth are also actively engaged in civil society, advocating for peace, human rights and social justice.
An unwavering spirit, the resilience and hope of Afghanistan. Throughout its long and tumultuous history, Afghanistan has faced countless challenges. From foreign invasions to internal conflicts, from natural disasters to economic hardship, the Afghan people have endured unimaginable suffering. Yet, through it all, they have never given up hope. The resilience of the Afghan spirit is a testament to the strength and determination of its people. Despite the many obstacles they face, Afghans continue to dream of a brighter future for themselves and their children. They yearn for peace, stability, and prosperity. They long for a day when their country is no longer synonymous with conflict and suffering, but is instead known for its rich culture, warm hospitality, and the indomitable spirit of its people. The road ahead will undoubtedly be long and arduous. A call to action. Standing with Afghanistan in its quest for peace and prosperity. As Afghanistan embarks on yet another new chapter in its history, the international community has a moral obligation to stand with the Afghan people. We cannot turn our backs on Afghanistan in its hour of need. Instead, we must redouble our efforts to support peace, stability, and development in the country. This support must be multifaceted and sustained. It must address the immediate humanitarian crisis, provide long-term development assistance, and promote good governance and the rule of law. The quest for peace and prosperity in Afghanistan will be long and challenging. By working hand in hand with the Afghan people, we can help to create a brighter future for Afghanistan and its people.